Ever since I received the invitation to chair this evening from Sigitas Mitkus, our Minister Councillor, where is he, by the way? Oh, right, in the front. Goodness me. Right, and I'm very grateful to him as ever. Having learned the title of Professor Frost's talk, which, as you know, begins with "It takes two to tango," I've had this recurring image which just won't go away. It just keeps floating up. It's like a tune. You know, you hear a song or a tune, and then for days, day after day after day, you just keep hearing this melody, and you just can't get rid of it. And then all of a sudden, it disappears. But in this case, it hasn't disappeared yet because I only got the title about a week ago. Now, all of you possibly will know the saying that the tango is the vertical expression of our horizontal desire. Have you heard this expression or not? Some of you? Yes, some of you? No? Right. Well, in fact, it was another Robert Frost, professor, another Robert Frost, the American poet, who actually first came up with this saying, that dancing is a vertical expression of our horizontal desire. So it was Robert Frost who first came up with it, and then it was used for the tango. So I just thought I should just mention that by the way. Now, I don't imagine for one moment that carnal desire had anything at all to do with the union between Lithuania and Poland, and the marriage between our Grand Duke Jogaila and the Polish princess Jadwiga. And in fact, because of this tango title, the image is of Jadwiga and Jogaila dancing the tango. I know it's anachronistic, but you know, when you have these little images, they come from nowhere, and you don't have control of them. They have control of you. So I can just imagine Jogaila being a middle-aged man, and you probably will know that in popular Polish, well, what would you call it, mythology, folklore, he's portrayed as being this old, he wasn't that old, hairy barbarian, right? And little Jadwiga, you know, this little 12-year-old girl, delicate little thing, being possessed by Jogaila. Now, I don't think any chroniclers have ever talked about their wedding day or their wedding night, but I should say, and you'll forgive me for doing this, right, because we're all adults here, a very famous, well, to me, well-known American Lithuanian historian called Romaldas Misiūnas. I don't know whether you've ever heard of him. Romaldas Misiūnas? He is still alive, and at one time he served as Lithuania's ambassador to Israel. Well, he studied in Poland, did research in Poland, also went to Russia, to Moscow, and Lithuania. And we're close friends. We've been friends since the mid-60s when I lived in Chicago. And he came back with a fund of anecdotes from Lithuania. And there's a wonderful anecdote about Jogaila and Jadwiga on their wedding night, which unfortunately is obscene in the extreme. So I can't tell it to you. But if you come up to me perhaps later on over a glass of wine, I might just possibly tell it to you. But no ladies, I'm afraid. I'm not that quite advanced yet. No, over a glass of port or whiskey. It's a fantastic anecdote. It is just it actually sums up the whole situation as well historically. So it's an anecdote which actually is told by historians. But I can't tell it to you, so I'm so sorry. Now, but I will go on to say just very quickly, and I'm just about to finish, that although it was a union born out of expediency, the professor will probably agree with that, on both sides, of course. It's not a question of Jogaila running off with, you know, running off with Jadwiga. Both parties wanted that particular union, but it could possibly be termed best as a loveless union, but a loveless union that lasted 400 years. Professor Robert Frost, please.
Thank you for that most generous introduction.